there always was and there still is a need for affordable housing for folks who are living in low-wealth communities. And the publicly supported housing is certainly one option. However, home ownership is something that's just totally elusive for folks who are living in low-wealth communities. Habitat provided a vehicle for this local community to enhance and develop its capacity to help itself, and to develop both the capacity and the willingness on the part of a community like ours, small town, rural community, relatively isolated. And when we began, people, I remember quite vividly saying, "Oh, you can't do that. We don't have enough in the way of resources here, and this community probably is not going to respond." And we found that the opposite was true, and still find it to be true. That the community here is very much about turning to one another and helping ourselves versus waiting for somebody else to solve our problems or to tell us what we need to do. I think the most significant challenge was figuring out how we were going to organize ourselves to do that work, but organizing ourselves around an explicit set of values. And then nested within that was that the core group of organizers had come out of the African American community, and principally among those folks were Roy Clater, Billy Alexander, and James Hickman. I think that it was, for me, a real milestone experience insofar as in a predominantly white community in the South, in Appalachia, that it was a group of African American lay people who were the ones who were at the heart of getting started what has become a regional force for change and a real gift to this community.
I became affiliated with Habitat in its early days when a graduate student approached me where she was interested in starting a Habitat for Humanity student chapter and needed a faculty advisor. Was able to bring to them the student workforce. And that student workforce were made up of students from all around Virginia Tech. What I tell the students is that between Pittsburgh and Georgia, the Appalachian strain is the second poorest region in the nation. There are pockets of affluence and economic success, which can be points of opportunity to help address the poverty housing in this Appalachian strain. I believe we have a responsibility to do that, not only as part of a land-grant university to be connected to that, but morally we have a responsibility. The volunteers, I could say, was an easier challenge than the donors, but students, particularly today, but even back then, have a strong interest in wanting to give back. They have a social consciousness. Unfortunately, I think we weed that out of them as they get older. But they came to us in these early years really with a strong desire to be involved. It's very difficult to give someone a social consciousness. If they have it, often they don't know what to do with it. And we give them an opportunity to exercise that. Today, I see great success, and I give credit to that leadership and the board in reestablishing and getting it going again.